Hello friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to compare two budget smartphones, the Meizu M3S with the Xiaomi Redmi 3S. So we have a Meizu M3S which was released last a couple of weeks back, and this is priced 7,999, and there is also another variant for 9,200. So two variants for the Meizu M3S, and for the Redmi 3S we have the Prime variant and also the Redmi 3S. So 3S Prime comes with a fingerprint scanner, and the 3S does not come with a fingerprint scanner, and there is only 2GB RAM and 16GB internal storage. So in this video we're going to discuss about these two phones and see which is better device to buy in this price segment. So let's get started with a comparison, and first step, let's see the design and build quality. So design wise, you can see both a metallic construction, unibody panel, and a lot of similarities in terms of design. You can see that the power and volume keys are located on the same side, the right side. At the bottom you have this micro USB charging slot and the speaker unit for the Meizu M3S, while if we have the micro USB charging slot for the Redmi 3S Prime. And on the left side we have the SIM tray, and this is a hybrid SIM card, and up top we have the 3.5mm audio jack, and we also have an IR blaster on the Redmi 3S Prime. And on the rear panel you can see both these devices have a 13 megapixel camera, LED flash. We have a dual tone dual LED flash on the Meizu M3S, and it's a single LED flash on the Xiaomi Redmi 3S Prime. So that's the design aspect. Overall both these devices are quite good looking devices, and feels quite good in hands as well. But we would say the design of the Meizu M3S is slightly more premium, especially with a curved 2.5D display. Looks quite premium. Along with that you also have this fingerprint scanner with an M touch button. So in terms of the design and build quality, we would give to the Meizu M3S because of slightly better design and build quality. Now let's move on to the display. So both these phones have an HD display, that's a 720p display, and there are IPS panel, and looks quite good in terms of the viewing angles and color quality. Both are equally good displays, and does the job quite well, and we don't really have an issue in either of the displays, and the touch response also feels quite good, and the overall display quality looks quite good. Now let's move on to the software and the performance aspect. So both the phones have different UIs. One is a Flyme 5.1 UI, which is based on top of Android 5.1 Lollipop. So that's quite an old OS, because now it's Marshmallow, and even Android 7.0 has been released. So 5.1 is quite an old UI, and this is the Flyme OS. So you can see that it is a custom UI and built on top of Android, and it also comes with a different set of options. We have support for themes, there is do not disturb mode, extra large EC mode is included, then fingerprint scanner and other options are also included. So it's quite a good UI, we would say, but it does not have any resemblance to the stock Android. It's quite different with multiple home screens. And now talking about the UI on the Xiaomi's Redmi 3S Prime, this again is a MIUI 8. So you can see that this comes with a lot of additional options. If we go to the settings, we have dual apps, then we also have support for second space, a lot of additional options like theming support. You can also customize the device with themes. There is light mode, so additional options are included, and you also have this custom UI which also looks quite good. So overall in terms of the UI, we would say the MIUI 8 is slightly more polished and offers more features than the Flyme OS. And on top of that, you also have this Android 6.0 Marshmallow on the Redmi 3S Prime, while it's an outdated 5.1 on the Meizu M3S. Now talking about the performance, now here we have one device powered by a MediaTek chipset with 2GB RAM or 3GB RAM variants, and we have the Redmi 3S with a Snapdragon 430 octa-core chipset which also comes in 2GB and 3GB RAM variants. Now the Meizu M3S is powered by MediaTek MT6750 octa-core chipset with Mali T860 MP2 GPU, while it's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 430 with which is again an octa-core chipset with Adreno 505 GPU on the Redmi 3S Prime. So it's again two different processors, and both are equally good in terms of day-to-day experience. Both gives you quite decent experience overall, while we would say the Snapdragon 430 is superior in terms of the day-to-day experience, and even in gaming experience both are equally good. But again we would pick the Xiaomi's Redmi 3S Prime because Snapdragon 430 is slightly more performing chipset than the MediaTek 6750. So both are equally good in terms of the day-to-day experience and provide overall good experience. So that was the Meizu M3S and the Xiaomi Redmi 3S Prime in terms of the overall performance. Now both these devices have dual SIM cards, 4G LTE and micro SD card expansion slot, both a hybrid SIM card. Now one important aspect about the Meizu M3S is that it does not support VoLTE right now, so you can use the Geo SIM cards for 4G alone. You cannot make calls unless you install the Geo apps. But on the other hand, the Redmi 3S Prime or the Redmi 3S and even the Redmi 3S Plus comes with VoLTE support. So in terms of the overall performance, we would give it to the Redmi 3S Prime for superior performance and also good gaming experience. Now let's talk about the fingerprint scanner. So one is located on the rear panel. We have a fingerprint scanner for the Redmi 3S Prime on the rear panel, while it's on the front panel on the Meizu M3S. Now Meizu M3S has this M touch button. So this is the M touch button. So what it does is it also acts as the back button, and you can also press this button for home screen. So it's a multiple options available in this M touch button. So it also acts as the fingerprint scanner when you tap on it. So it's a capacitive touch button, so you just have to tap on it to unlock the device. And apart from that, the implementation of the multitasking is quite different. You can see, just swipe here and this is how the multitasking is implemented, and different from, you don't have the back and the multitasking button here. Instead, if you just swipe here, it goes to the multitasking, and if you tap on it, it goes to the home button, and just press on this to go back to the home button and tap on it to go back. That's the options. So that's the fingerprint scanner experience. So both are quite good in terms of unlocking the device and does a quite good job. So it's a personal choice, we would say, whether you want it on the front panel or on the rear panel. Next up, let's talk about the camera. So we have a 13 megapixel rear camera on both the phones and a front facing 5 megapixel camera. Now let's talk about the camera interface. So you can see here both are quite good in terms of the interface offered. Both have manual modes, and a lot of added modes are also included on both the phones. So quite a feature rich UI, and does the job pretty well. And you can see both are equally good in terms of the features being offered. Now talking about the camera experience, so here are some of the samples which we have taken from these two devices, and you can see that both are equally good in terms of the performance. Both are quite good clarity for a budget smartphone, but we would say the Meizu M3S has slightly better color quality and looks slightly better. But then in terms of the selfie experience, we would say the Redmi 3S Prime is a better choice, because even though both have 5 megapixel shooters, the Redmi 3S Prime has slightly better front facing camera. And even in low light experience, both are equally decent performance. Not really the best or great performance, but does the job pretty well in low light experience. Now talking about the battery life, so here we have a 3000 mAh battery on the Meizu M3S, while it's a 4100 mAh battery on the Xiaomi's Redmi 3S Prime. So clearly the Redmi 3S Prime is a winner here, because it has a 4100 mAh battery and the battery performance is really good. Now Meizu M3S also has quite a decent battery experience, and not a major issue in terms of the battery experience, since you get almost 1 day of usage. So now we have talked about almost all aspects about these two phones. So now which is a better device to buy? The Meizu M3S, the base variant, is priced 7,999, which comes with 2GB RAM and 16GB internal storage. And there is also another variant, 3GB and 32GB storage, that is 9,200. On the other hand, the Redmi 3S comes for 6,999, and that comes for 16GB internal storage and 2GB RAM. Now if you look at the 2GB RAM, definitely it's the Xiaomi's Redmi 3S is the better choice, because even though it does not have a fingerprint scanner on the base variant, it still has the better processor and a better battery life, along with that a decent camera as well. Now the higher price variant is at 8,999 for the Redmi 3S Prime and 9,200 for the Meizu M3S. Here again we would say the Redmi 3S Prime is a better choice, because it has the massive 4100 battery and 3GB RAM also, and overall it's a good performer in this segment. So Meizu M3S is not bad performer here. It's almost close to Redmi 3S Prime, but our personal choice is the Redmi 3S Prime among these two phones. So that is a detailed comparison of the Meizu M3S with the Xiaomi's Redmi 3S Prime. So hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. If you plan to buy these devices, we have the links available in the description of this video. You can get over to that and buy the device, and that helps our channel. So that's all guys. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.